The Arcam AVR11 is a feature-packed AV receiver with processing for 11 channels, decoding for all 4 immersive audio formats, HDMI 2.1 ports for 4K 120Hz gaming, and Dirac live room correction. We're going to check it out right after the jump. And I am back. What is up, YouTube? How are you doing today? First things first, I want to give a big shout out and thank you to Audio Advice for sending this Arcam AVR11 over for me to review. And if you guys happen to be in the Raleigh, North Carolina area on the weekend of August 19th to 21st, make sure you go and check out Audio Advice Live. I'll have more information down below, as well as a link to some products on Audio Advice's website, so be sure to check that out as well. Enough gilding the lily, let's go upstairs and unbox this thing. Yeah. All right, in the box we get the usual suspects. Quick start guide, remote control with batteries. There's also a backlit function for the remote, 3 Wi-Fi and Bluetooth antennas, calibration microphone, a super long USB cable, FM antenna, and a 2-prong IEC power cable. Getting this thing out of the box immediately, I can feel the weight and heft of this AVR. Another thing I notice is how great it looks. I'm really liking this color for the AVR. Now, the AVR11 retails for $3,050 and powers 7 channels out of the box. Power output is rated at 80 watts per channel into 8 ohms with 2 channels driven, or 100 watts per channel into 4 ohms with 2 channels driven. It supports Dolby Atmos, DTS:X, IMAX Enhanced, and Auro 3D immersive audio formats, along with Dolby Vision HDR10+, HDR10, and HLG HDR formats. And on the audio side, there are dual ESS 9026 Pro DACs, and there's support for Tidal MQA, and the AVR11 is Roon ready, and of course it has Dirac live room correction. On the front panel from left to right, we have a headphone jack and auxiliary input, both in the 3.5mm size. Next is a large volume knob, and next to that is a beautiful large display. Below we have navigation controls if you feel like operating the AVR without the remote control. And on the right we have the main power switch. Let's flip around the back and see what we've got. Starting on the bottom left, we have a preamp output section which consists of 7.2 channel outputs. Don't worry, the other 4 pre-outs are just above that. Next to the 7.2 pre-outs, we have 7 speaker terminals, as the AVR11 processes 11 channels but only powers 7. To the right of the speaker terminals, we have the power port. Moving on up, we have an antenna connection, Ethernet port, USB port, and the 4 remaining pre-outs for the height channels. Next, we have an analog input section with 1 analog output as well. Moving onward, we have an FM antenna and a digital audio section. This consists of 4 coaxial inputs, 2 optical inputs, and 1 optical output. Next to that, we have 2 trigger output jacks, 2 IR jacks, and an RS-232 connection. In the top right, we have 2 more Wi-Fi and Bluetooth antennas. Now, if you've paid attention closely, you've noticed I skipped one part. Well, I haven't mentioned it yet, and that is 7 HDMI 2.1 ports. You heard me correctly. 7 HDMI 2.1 ports that are all capable of 8K 60 and 4K 120 at 40 gigabits per second. Understand what's going on here, right? The Denon and Marantz only have 1. The Yamaha has 3, but it's only like capped at like 24 gigabits per second. And then the Pioneer that I have down here, which is like half the price, has 3 40 gigabit per second HDMI 2.1 ports. But this Arcam, all 7 HDMI inputs are 2.1 at 40 gigabits per second. We barely have 3 devices that output 4K 120 Hz. So having 7 inputs, hey, I don't know what you're doing over there, Arcam, but you get approval just for that. Like, just for that. Like, can you believe it? It's one of the only companies that it's just got all HDMI inputs are HDMI 2.1 at 40 gigabits per second. Awesome. Great job, Arcam. I have not seen anything in the documentation saying that it supports variable refresh rate, auto low latency mode, or anything like that. So I will be making a separate video testing out the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 that I have in-house with the AVR11. So make sure you subscribe up and hit that bell so you get notified when these videos drop. So if you are looking at an AV receiver in the $3,000 price range, you should definitely put the Arcam AVR11 on your short list, because I think this is going to be a great performer. I'm very excited to actually get it up and running. I do want to take a little bit more time with the receivers so I can figure everything out, and I will be publishing more videos on the AVR11 because I think this is probably one of your better options in the $3,000 price range. So again, thank you Audio Advice for sending this over for me to review. I'm going to have a blast with this receiver, and I've already started looking at other Arcam products as well, and my wallet and bank account are already telling me not to do that. But anyway, that's it for this quick overview video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Me.